Maintaining the top martial arts excellence is the...
In martial arts, the glitzy moves are irrelevant. You see them coming from a long way away. That's why being tall really does not matter if you're not talented. Quite often, shorter guys beat taller guys who are slow and not talented. Sparring is truly a display of skills. If a tall guy is slow and he's just relying on being tall, the small guy will easily outmaneuver him, easily see his blows coming from far away. When you look at some of the later demonstrations, I have a more closer view, so you can imagine how nearly impossible it is for someone to defeat me, when I'll simply use my timing and outmaneuver them and use my dexterity to score and beat them. So it is laughable, the idea that another martial artist could beat me. It is so laughable, it is hilarious. It takes a truly a moron to think that that's the case. $3,000 would tempt even the richest of martial artists. And we all know the rich can't fight worth a lick. They're a bunch of geeks that lie about genetics and things like that to try to make themselves look good. And they get a bunch of bad judgment having pretty airheads to agree with them who like shiny things like a fucking monkey or something. You know? And I'll leave it there. Never forget that while many people smoke cigarettes, cut themselves, try to commit suicide, drink, smoke weed, do other drugs, do prescription drugs, psych meds, have sex a lot, you know, have casual sex, risky sexual behavior. I don't do any of those things. I focus and work out and make passionate videos. I handle stress better than anybody, pretty much. Certainly better than about 95% of the population, at least, when you consider all of those things. It's very funny how the guy who is handling stress, who's targeted with a psych op with 12 witnesses, and they're saying, oh, well, this guy has a mood disorder. What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone's smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, smoking crack, you know, smoking meth, you know, taking oxys and shit, Percocet, Vicodin, taking fucking Depakote and Zoloft and what have you. What the fuck are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about? No history of suicide attempts? No clinical history of it? I handle stress better than most people, and I'm targeted with more stress than pretty much anyone. If I have a mental illness, everyone does. So help me God. Also not forget I live on 15 acres in the middle of nowhere where my cell phone doesn't have service for the most part. And people beat their wives, their kids, hell, even their parents. So when you consider that over 90% of America does one or more of the following: drinks, smokes, does prescription pills, you know, psych pills, domestic violence, rapes, and all these things, right? To then say, well, you have a mental illness and we need to single you out when I don't even have a girlfriend to beat or a wife. I don't beat up people. I don't drink or smoke. Even my martial arts challenge reflects my peaceful nature and my sense of honor with sparring instead of violence. You know, you consider that there's no self-destructive behavior. You're forced to the conclusion that yes, to say that I'm mentally ill is insane, especially when you have 12 witnesses and they have given me a ton of reason to be suspicious of strangers in general, and certainly law enforcement, mental health, and all these people. You know, to take someone like me to the psych ward or to charge him with a crime then becomes erroneous, ludicrous, and unfair. I mean, you really need to have me on camera with a ton of witnesses and everything, or else it's pretty safe to assume I've been set up.